Hello, God bless everyone today. This is Laurie from Spirit Ways of Christ. And today I have a message. You will be eating replacement meats within 20 years. Here's why. This was written and published on June 28th, 2019. It does not give who wrote it or published it. Meat is a big business, according to analysis by A.T. Kearney. The global meat market was worth $1,000 billion in 2018, and this is set to grow. The World Economic Forum's alternative proteins report says demand for meat will double before 2050 as our global population increases, becomes wealthier on average, and adopts food choices that are currently restricted to high-income countries. At the same time, concerns about how to feed this expanded populace, along with the impact meat has on factors including our health, the environment, and animal welfare, have been steadily rising. Vegetarianism, veganism, and uh, flexitarianism are regularly in the news, with more and more people becoming advocates of plant-based eating. A study conducted by the UK research company YouGov found that 1 in 5 believes the future is meat-free. Correspondingly, in recent years, we have witnessed a sharp upsurge in the attempt to find viable alternatives. Classic vegan and vegetarian meat supplements have been standard feature on our supermarket shelves for several years. Of course, while insect-based meat replacements, yes, I said insect, insect-based meat replacements, while available, occupy a relatively niche position. More recently, the search has found its way into our laboratories, and startups like Impossible Foods, Just and Beyond Meat have brought novel vegan meat replacement, a plant-based product category that imitates the sensory profile of meat, to the table. Looking further ahead, other companies are now using advances in biotechnology to prototype and test cultured meat, which is creating using cells extracted from living animals, slaughter-free. Are these developments just the latest fad, or could they become the ultimate industry deceptor and a potential solution to one of our most pressing problems? We believe it's the latter, and the balance will start to tip away from the conventional meat within the next couple of years, with a large-scale livestock industry now viewed as an unnecessary evil, and the advantages of novel vegan meat replacements and cultured meat becoming better known. It's only a matter of time before they capture a substantial share of the market. Right now, it's hard to tell how quickly this disruption will come about, but we are already seeing wholesalers, retailers, and customer goods companies trying to find a foothold by acquiring startups or buying distribution rights for existing products. One example is the supermarket chain Tesco, which distributes the Beyond Burger from Beyond Meat. Our research and conservations with experts in the field have led us to the following conclusions. And I do not, here we, Spirit Wars of Christ, we do not believe in their belief system. One, we believe around 1/3 of global meat supply will be provided by these new technologies within the next 10 years. And in 20 years, only 40% of global meat consumption will come from conventional meat sources. Two, although novel meat replacements were first off the starting blocks and will continue to relevant during to be relevant during a transition period, cultured meat will dominate in the long run. It will become an alternative that is increasingly acceptable to a broader consumer base. For example, those who like eating meat but are in favor of non-slaughter and resource efficient products. 3. Cultured meat will outgrow novel meat replacements sometime between 2025 and 2040 as both technology and consumer preferences develop. In fact, the disruption effect of new biotechnology methods will go beyond meat into milk, egg, basically the egg whites, gelatin, and fish products. As consumers become increasingly comfortable eating Fox meat burgers that look, cook, and taste like the real thing, a food tech startup backed by Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates is using fungus as a primary ingredient to create alternative meat foods. Nature's Fund, based in Chicago, has raised $158 million in funding from investors, including Bill Gates and Bezos, and of course Al Gore. The company's meatless breakfast patties and dairy-free cream cheese are scheduled to hit grocers' shelves later this year, with other meatless products including burgers, chickenless nuggets, and yogurt in development. The alternative foods sector skyrocketed in 2020, growing U.S. retail sales 27% and bringing the total market value to $7 billion, or $7 billion, according to Plant-Based Foods Association, a trade group comprising more than 200 member companies, while shipments of alternative protein products food service distributors to commercial restaurants rose 60% year over year in April, according to research firm NPD Group. The ascendant industry is headlined by Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods, whose alternative meat burgers, chicken, and sausage products have disrupted the 733 billion US food manufacturing industry. That has prompted Tyson Foods, Purdue, Hormel, Cargill, and other traditional meat producers to launch their own products in the category. Some alternative meat sales growth slowed amid the pandemic and restaurant closures. A recent report from JP Morgan claims that Dunkin' has dropped its breakfast sandwich using a Beyond sausage patty from most restaurants, though that has not been confirmed by either company. Dunkin' and Beyond Meat did not return calls by press time. Still, plant-based and cultured foods are projected to take a 60% market share of global meat sales by 2040, according to consulting firm A.T. Kearney. So, this is the question. What is synthetic meat? Synthetic meat is a product created in the laboratory from animal stem cells. Scientists extract these cells from the thigh, either from chicken, cow, or pork, and multiply them in a controlled environment. To do it the right way, other components are added, such as myoglobin, connective tissue, or fat. The technology used for its production is still under development. For this reason, it is difficult to know exactly what the commercial production methods and exact final composition will be. The aspiration of those responsible is to obtain meat as similar as possible to that of the traditional production. This concerns both the texture and variety of the final product, as well as their biological and nutritional compositions. Nutritional values, health implications, and long-term safety are not surprisingly shared with the public. A new technology with pros and cons. The growing demand for meat products poses a global challenge. Laboratory meat is an alternative for those consumers who want responsible options without making changes to their diet. But at the moment, it is difficult to say, to quantify the advantages and problems of its production, marketing, and consumption, as well as the possible impacts on the health of people, animals, and the environment. But at the moment, it is difficult to quantify. I just read that. In addition, there are a large number of questions of an ethical, religious, and cultural nature that will have direct impact on public acceptance. For the moment, there are other alternatives that make it possible to face the challenge posed. You can choose to reduce the presence of meat through plant alternatives and promoting other extensive farming systems. Basically, they're all our food is either bioengineered or going to be synthetically made. In other words, it's going to be fake. It's not going to come from animals like it was originally. It won't be healthy like it was before. And if you have been eating, if you've been eating anything today and have gotten nauseous or have had issues with frequent bathroom breaks and basically having trouble in that area, it is due to the food that we are currently eating, because it's not real food anymore. Most of it has already been bioengineered or synthetically made. Restaurants are changing over to fake foods as well. For instance, I go to a restaurant and every time I eat chicken there, I have issues with the chicken. I go to other places and there's always something I have problems with. This is just the top of the iceberg. The problem is we can't just stop eating altogether, obviously, but we need to kind of maybe not eat as much as the things that make us sick, or cut them out altogether if we can. Just kind of monitor what we eat more and be more careful of what we eat. There is a plan behind this. This is implemented by the world elites, a lot of them involved in the World Economic Forum. If you don't know who the World Economic Forum is, I suggest you look them up and find out. They have a website, and so anything you want to know, just put it in the search engine and put World Economic Forum with it, and you will come up with their plan for what's going on. They're involved in everything. And I believe this is something that's happening according to Satan's plan, not God's plan, although God is using it. And in days to come, in years to come, it will grow even worse. So need to search for the truth out there. It's there if you can, because they're not secret about anything they're doing anymore. They're they've gotten so bold and so in your face with everything that it's easier to find things out now if you really look for it. So anyway, I thank you for watching. God bless all of you. I pray that you will just watch what you're eating. Try to make choices that won't make you sick, that won't give you problems, and try to do your best to feed your family food that is actually edible and will not cause problems. But I share this in love because I want you to know there's a lot going on out there that, and we can't keep track of all of it. So, God bless all of you. Take care of yourselves and each other. And I will talk to you soon.